Mama Pepper here, back in the garlic patch, because I screwed up and I missed a whole bunch of good stuff yesterday. Some might be covered again today, but some may not. Start with, this little tool right here is what I plant. Remember, I'll be 80 years old in a couple of months. This little tool is what I put all the holes in the ground with. It's an old handle from a shovel. I just used my table saw and kind of made a funny looking point on the end. I push it in a couple of inches, go do all the rows, 4 inches apart, and then drop the garlic in, and then I have to bend over after that. That's that for that. The other thing is my soaker hoses. And I know I covered part of this yesterday. I put the soaker hoses down now because it's a lot easier to do it now when I plant than it is in the spring. More than likely, they won't be used at all this winter, but or this fall. But in the spring, they'll be used a lot. I water a lot. But I have really good root systems on my garlic. I water everything I grow, unless we have a lot of rain. I water everything with soakers hoses very deeply and once a week. If you have a lot of rain, you don't need to do that. You save money and water. This is the little string that I use. No, that one isn't. I have a little string that I use. I get off the at the grains. Comes with my grain. Holds the grain bags closed, and that is what I use to tie the soaker hoses here. It has two uses. One is to tie it to this stake, so it's easy to find to hook the hose up. And the other one is, when you take the soaker hose up, you use that same little string to tie them together. The other little tool that I have here is a piece of 9-gauge wire. You can use any gauge you want. You can use coat hangers. This row here, the hose is longer by about 6 feet than the row. So I went down to the end, around the two stakes, and came up the side. When I got up, I stick this in the ground and hold it in place so it doesn't flop around. Let me check my list, make sure I don't forget anything. Your size of your garlic bulb is determined by the size of your bulb. So you really would like large bulbs. Cloves for to grow, yes. What I have here is fencing. This is old fencing. And since I never throw anything away, I had an abundance of cement blocks and it's 2 pieces because they didn't have any long enough. I got 2 at each corner and 2 where they joined. It just holds the fence down so my straw doesn't blow away, and it's here in the spring. And in the spring, I expect to have green garlic sticking up 6 inches through this heavy mulch. The dirt. When we moved here, obviously the dirt was here. It was good dirt. This used to be my yard. I used to mow this twice a week. It grew so fast. But since I've decided to use it for garden, you have to give it back to it. You can't just take from the dirt. So right now, this year, manure, and usually you do this every year, but this year in particular, put a nice bed of manure down, rototilled it about 3 times and before I planted. And in between the rows, you can do whatever you want. Over here is my strawberries, speak English. And you could plant, if you want, if a person wanted to, could plant a couple of rows of carrots or radishes or something else if they started earlier. I didn't, so I'm just gonna cover it with manure and rototill it under. And in the spring, I'll plant either 2 rows of short-term things, or I'm gonna plant potatoes, depending on what potatoes I have left from the winter. If I have enough potatoes to grow 6 hills, that's what I'll plant. Otherwise, they'll go into the other garden. That's about it, and hopefully I've covered everything. Let me check. Yep, that's it for Mama Pepper in the thumb. And please feel free to comment. Thank you.